solutions to the practice questions at on our rate of change worksheet. Now, obviously, there are a lot of different ways to interpret at least some of these questions, so your answers may differ a little bit, but in other questions, we should converge on some similar answers here. All right. So question 1 obviously asks us to measure our heart rate, and we're going to skip that one because we did that in class. So question 2 to begin with. All right, so we're going to give a realistic example of a rate from each of these different situations. All right, so how about a sports rate? Okay, so that might be something like, let's say, goal. So who's a good example? Man, I don't know very much about sports, to be honest. It's kind of embarrassing. So I'm going to choose, I guess, the Knicks. Okay, so let's say they would score 100 points per game, for example. That'd be a basketball sort of rate. Focus on there. All right, and so how about for shopping? Okay, so I can think of, say, the bulk food section, and I might think of, say, $79 per 100 grams of something. And so that might be expressed as a single rate, which might say something like 0.79 divided by 100. Okay, we're in scientific notation here. Okay, let's see if we can get out of here. Let's try and one. Okay, let's try that again. 0.79 divided by 100. Okay, fine. So that means 0.0079 dollars. Let's put the dollars over here. Dollars per gram. That's kind of messy, so maybe I would turn that into cents. Move this over 25 cents. So it's 0.79 cents per gram. And there would be my final rate for shopping. All right, eating. Okay, so I might think about eating M&Ms. I might think about eating 4 M&Ms eaten per minute. Say, okay. Academics. Okay, maybe pretty simply, there are 5 blocks per day. Animals, a rate involving animals. Okay, so I might think maybe barnacles reproduce. No, barnacles are a bad example. Say rabbits reproduce 10 baby rabbits per mother. Okay. Let's move on. So now those are some examples. So obviously for all of these, your answers may vary. And in fact, probably will. It would be very strange if you actually came up with 5 same rates that I did. But the universe is a strange place. All right. Question 3. For each of the following, we're going to find an average rate and explain what it represents. So a car drives 270 kilometers in 3.5 hours. So that's 270 kilometers over 3.5 hours. And that equals 270 divided by 3.5, which is 77.1 kilometers per hour. And you can write per Or you can express per as a slash here, and they mean the same thing. This is just an abbreviated way of saying per. All right. Question 2. Or B, pardon me. 2 weeks ago, the grass on Mr. Tang's lawn was cut down to 1.5 inches. And it's now grown to 3 inches. Okay. So it looks like there's a difference of 3 inches minus 1.5 inches. And that's over a course of 2 weeks. So I might say that's equal to 1.5 inches for every 2 weeks, which I might express as 1.5 divided by 2, or 0.75 inches per week. All right, and so here we have the situation where we have 2 points. We know that 2 hot dogs somehow corresponds to $36, but 5 hot dogs corresponds to $46.50. And these pieces of data don't seem to line up, which implies that there must be some cost of the ticket as well that's not mentioned here. So to find the cost of a hot dog, we'll find we have $46.50, and we'll find the difference, which is 36. And how does that change as you add 3 hot dogs? So 5 hot dogs minus 2 hot dogs. All right, and that gives us $10.50 for every 3 hot dogs. And if I put that into a calculator, $10.50 divided by 3, I get $3.50. $3.50 per hot dog. All right. So next, we've got Grace babysat for 4 hours and was paid $80. All right, so I would say, okay, she got $80, and that was for 4 hours. So I could figure that she earns 20 by dividing 80 into 4 times. How many times is 4 going to 80? 20 times. $20 per hour. And we were, we were asked to express what each of these mean as well. So we weren't just asked to determine the average rate, explain what it represents. So this is speed of a car. This is the rate speed of grass growth. This is the cost per hot dog. And this is Grace's babysitting rate. That's what she charges, $20 for every hour. All right, moving on. Got a restaurant between 2 and 5. They had 42 customers. So we can think of that being 42 customers for every 5 minus 2 o'clock, which is 42 customers. You probably did this in your head over 3 hours, which tells us that we get 14 customers per hour. This one is almost so self-explanatory that we barely even need to do it, but this is the number of customers, average number of customers per hour. All right. Lastly, we got Justin had 30 mini chocolate bars left over on Halloween, but on November 14th, he only had 3 mini chocolate bars remaining. All right, so we start with 30 chocolate bars, and we take away 3 chocolate bars, which is leftovers. We'll divide that by, I guess, what do we have here? The 14th and the 5th. So 14 days in November minus the 3 days that began. And we find that we get 27 chocolate bars over, what is that, 11 days. And we can find that 27 divided by 11 is some number, is 2.45. 2.45 chocolate bars per day. And what does that represent? That represents average number of chocolate bars just in 8 in a day. All right. So lastly, we'll look at question 4. We'll do this right on here. So I think we should start by listing some points. We have point 00, point 40, 2000, and the point 70, 3500. And okay, we need to choose any 2 of those points to be point 1 and point 2. I'll choose this one to be point 1 and this one to be point 2. If you chose other points, that's fine. Which means this for me is my x coordinate of point 1 and my y coordinate of point 1. It's my x coordinate of point 2 and my y coordinate of point 2. So my rate is equal to my y2, take away my y1, divided by my x2, take away my x1. That's going to be 3,500, take away 2,000, 2,000 watts, dollars. These are all each dollars. Put that in red because I'm going to write over a little bit. I don't want it to be confusing. Dollars, dollars. And that's all over. Was it 70 guests? Take away 40 guests. So that gives us 1,500 for 30 guests. So that gives us a ratio, 1,500 divided by 30, which is $50 per guest. And so the question also asks us to describe a possible situation. Okay, this is potentially, this could be a cost for a catering company. Maybe. All right. Well, let me know if you have any questions about any of those guys.